What's good, boy? We in this thing, man. How are y'all living? We are here. The end of Core 2 is here. And today we're going to be ranking Core 2. How you guys living? Chat, what's good? Welcome back to the Super Saiyan Jutsu Theater. And yeah, we're going to be doing our rankings how we usually do based off of categories. If you guys have been here before, whether any of the rankings, whether it be in videos or live streams, we break it down via category. And today is no different. We kind of made it a little bit more specific though. We're going to be going over story, ranking it 1 through 10. All these, by the way, are 1 through 10. Excitement, emotion, direction, animation, art style, music, sound design, and voice acting. Without further ado, let's do this. So, we're going to be talking, like I said, about our particular categories here. All right? Our particular categories. So we got story, excitement, emotion, direction, animation, art style, music, sound design, and voice acting. Now, Core 2 was fire. I thought Core 2, overall, from what I can remember of everything, I thought it was really dope. But this is going to give us a little bit more specific to really get a better idea of what the score really is in my head. And if you guys want to, I guess, play along, you guys have all these here. By the end, I would love to see your guys' breakdown as well. That'd be really dope. All right. So story. Obviously, the continuation of what we saw in Core 1. Having this minefield chess game that Yuha's playing with everybody. And to be honest, I didn't really know whose game we were playing half the time, to be honest. Like, it feels like the main characters and Urahara had a plan. And I was like, okay, this is going to be dope. Like, we're going to figure this out. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it turns out that we weren't playing anybody's game but Yuha's. And that was kind of wild. The whole time. Even the end, I'm like, is this still part of Yuha's plan? You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like a complete... It feels like we're watching Aizen again. You know what I'm saying? Like, this character is just running the whole thing. You know what I mean? So, story though, I thought the story elements were great. I thought learning more, obviously, about the backstory of everything, really sick. I thought that was really cool. Invalid Potato, appreciate the sub. But like having all of that backstory that we got, even the story of finding more about like what's his name's Bankai, not Bankai, but Shikai Kenpachi's, that was sick. And then even in my head, I'm like, okay, something's going on with her. She's a part of his sword, his lieutenant. So I was like, okay, that's kind of crazy. Yeah, like I'm liking where things are going. So for me, I think story so far, and even later on in the series, when we got this whole section with Ichibei and the backstory with Yuha, with that, finding out that my man is potentially the son of the Soul King or related to the Soul King somehow, like, very interesting. We saw the eyes that Yuha and Ichibei had in his hand. We saw the same eyes Ichigo had when he was doing his little training sequence. Very interesting. So a lot of these things are very big question, like what's going on? Because Ichigo had the same eyes when he was going through his little training situation. So I'm not sure, does that mean that he's related to the Soul King in some way? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot going on here. So I'm going to give the story a 9.2. I think knowing that there's still a ton of stuff that we haven't really unraveled yet, but still getting a lot of cool details, I'm really, really enjoying. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the chat right now. What would you guys rate the story out of 10? I would love to know your guys' thoughts. Go ahead and put it in there. Next is excitement. Now, obviously, excitement is going to be subjective. For me, week to week, I was very, very enthused about wanting to see what this next episode was going to bring us. And I think a lot of it too is because it's based on this core basis right now, right? Like we have 12 episodes, 13 episodes at a time. So, and it doesn't feel like we're wasting a ton of time either. It's like we're kind of keeping it moving. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I think excitement, and I was hyped damn near week to week. There was definitely some weeks that were lower hype, but I think that it's been keeping my excitement really high. So I'm going to give the excitement a 9. I'm giving a 9 out of 10 for excitement. And obviously this comes into play with some of the battles that we've seen in Core 2. Really thought those were really cool. And I think some people had some gripes about choreography in the second core versus the first core, which fair criticism. I'm not upset at that either, but I think I can understand people's concerns, I guess. But from what I've gathered, even with this Squad Zero situation, what people were telling me in the comments is that this wasn't even a thing in the manga. So that's kind of crazy. So it almost seems like they were creating these fights specifically for the anime, but they didn't really have a storyboard to go off of, right? Most people have a manga to adapt, but for them, they didn't. So I'm not sure if that was a freedom or a particular, handcuff at the same time. It's like, okay, we can't do too crazy because you don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like there's no guide here, but then it's also freedom because they don't have a guide. You know what I mean? So I wonder what that felt like for them. But I think excitement for me is going to be a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. So I want to know your guys' excitement as well. 1 out of 10. Chat, what are you feeling about this? Let me know in the comments. Next up is emotion. Now, the emotion side of things, I think a lot of times we kind of jump into the idea of tears, the heartstrings. You know what I'm saying? Like, how is it pulling at those? And definitely that's one facet. I think that, especially in shonen, is one of those things that are more rare than a common theme, right? Because we can have excitement as an emotion, anger is an emotion, happy is an emotion, obviously sadness is an emotion. But I didn't think we really had any. We've had some moments that were like, oh wow, but I don't know if there was any like super deep moments yet in this core. Not that I could recall. You know what I'm saying? Like that first core had a little bit more of those moments. I think emotion, this one was okay. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was too crazy as far as pulling all the gamut of emotion you could probably do. So to be honest, for me, I think emotion, we're probably looking at like, because in my head, you have I keep forgetting his name. What's the captain? He's the wolf. That episode was dope, right? So emotional beats there for sure. In the sad department. Bryce, what's good, brother? So I would probably say, yes, Sajin, thank you. I would probably give the emotion side an 8. I think I'll give it an 8. Let's do that. I think that's fair. I think it's a fair assessment. 8. We're going to do that. Now, direction. Here's the cool thing about direction is, we said this before, you have concepts that they're pulling directly from the manga. And then you have a lot of things that they're not pulling from the manga at all. You know what I mean? Which is really cool. Like you guys are saying, the last fight with Squad Zero in the Stern Ritters, they off-screened them in the manga. So I was like, oh, that's interesting, right? Not only are the fans getting some new stuff, which is really dope, but the fact that you guys, that there's no guidance really. You know what I'm saying? It's really based off of what the writers are going to, what Kubo may want to do in the anime. And then as far as the animation team kind of figuring that out. But the direction, I think so far, outside of that, I've been really enjoying. Now, I know some people may think that some things are quicker, and they may be. You know, I'm not really sure how many chapters they're adapting for Thousand Year Blood War. Like, I don't really know, but I love the direction so far. I think the direction has been really solid. I don't feel like there's a ton of fat at all. And I'm a big person in that, like, does this need to be here? Is this absolutely necessary? I don't think that it is. You know what I'm saying? And those are the things to me that I'm like, I feel like we've been getting a lot of just good meat of the story, right? Not a ton of filler and things like that. So personally, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. So I think direction, I'm going to give a 9.4. I think 9.4 for me on the direction. That's where I'm going. Let me know your guys' direction score in the comments. I would love to know your guys' direction score in the comments. Animation. Okay. The animation is really dope. The crazy thing to me, though, is I don't think it's a major uptick from the first core. I remember they were saying that they weren't really a fan of the actual team themselves, weren't really happy with the animation in the first core. But I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't really know in this situation how much the animation had improved over the first, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my head, I'm like, I don't see a big jump in animation quality, but I didn't think the animation was bad in the first core either, though. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was still good. But that's, again, my personal opinion. But yeah, I think animation, we're probably going to rock with an 8.6. Because to be honest, like, I think because there was a ton of, my fault, not that. I think the animation, I think for me, because there was this expectation that the second core was going to be better animated, I'm thinking, oh, the animation is going to be, that was what we got. We're going to get this. I was like, okay, that's what I thought. But I was like, it seems like the first core. You know what I mean? I didn't see a big jump in animation quality. So, or at all, to be honest. So I don't know if, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think the expectation was set for better, and I don't think we got better. I think we got relatively the same. And I thought the last season's animation was good. I thought it was S tier last season, but I think because the expectation was one thing, I'm expecting, where is this much higher level of animation quality, because they weren't pleased with it. So maybe that's for me, and it brought my score a little bit down from the previous one. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, let's go. Animation 8.6 for me. Let me know you guys' thoughts in the chat. What are you guys feeling? Would love to know your guys' thoughts. What are you feeling? What are you feeling? Now, next up, art style. Art style. How does this pan out based off of Core 1? I honestly think that the art style had improved a little bit. There was some really awesome things I loved about Core 1, but I think Core 2 might have upped the art style. At least it's what it seems like. Now, I could be off. Let me know if I'm off, but I think it's improved a little bit over the first core. The first core I liked because it had this really cool moody vibe. It just felt so different from the previous stuff we saw in Bleach. Obviously, the progression in the animation, obviously, but the art style of things looks different from the previous Bleach stuff that we've seen. And this just seems like it went up a little bit of a notch, right? But that's just, again, that's my opinion. I think the art style is a 9.6. And I'm gonna rock that for sure. 9.6 on the art style for me. I think the art style, like I said before, was just a little bit better than the first core, and I loved the first core. So 9.6 for me on the art style. What are you guys' thoughts? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat if you're here live. What are you guys feeling about the art style? Next up, the music. 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 The music. The music. I had said this about the music last time that I was like, yo, the fact that they haven't just pulled the same music from the previous show and just planted it in here, that they've recreated stuff. They've made other renditions of the songs. Some of the, what's his name's? Is it Shinji? His theme? Crazy. There is some really dope music. Really dope music. For me, the music's a 10. For me. I think the music is spectacular. I mean, I don't know how many times I was rocking in the anime and the reactions like, yo, this song is fire. Like, the music is dope. The music is so awesome. So I think music is going to be a 10. What do you guys think, guys? Music, chat, comments, let me know your guys' thoughts. What do you feel your ranking is for music? Let me know. Sound design. Sound design. Now, one of the cool things about Bleach is its iconic sound design. Bleach doesn't take from really anything that I've seen before. And this isn't to get on anybody else, but let's be honest. In One Piece, you hear Dragon Ball sound design. You hear certain power-ups, you hear certain blast sounds that you would hear in Dragon Ball. You don't feel like that. Like, Bleach has always had its own sounds. You know what I mean? So that's already a high mark already. And here that just feel like we're just adding on to these things, right? The level of quality that the sounds are being delivered in, the depth, really cool. And the variety of stuff, right? To me, sound design is a 10. I think the sound design in the show is great. Again, it feels unique, still feels fresh. I don't feel like we're getting, oh, that sounds like this anime. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think in my head, you have the sound design of a show adds to its identity, right? Regardless of what you feel about Fire Force, Fire Force's sound design is Fire Force. You're like, oh, that's Fire Force, right? It's a part of it. It's like its own character. So if you have things that sound like that remind you of another anime, another show, it's like, you know what I'm saying? It does. It's like, bro, what are we doing right now? You know what I'm saying? So I'm giving sound design a 10. Now, probably one of the biggest things, VA. Oh man. VA is so cool in this show. It's so cool in this show. I haven't heard it in English yet because I have seen Bleach. I've seen some episodes in English, some in Japanese. It's one of those series that I can go back and watch moments in English and not be thrown off, right? I think early on I saw it when I first saw it on like VHSs and stuff and DVDs. I was watching it in English, and then when I watched it, when I was watching more of it, I started watching it in Japanese because I found out that the Japanese stuff was way ahead of the English stuff, and I was like, oh, I like the Japanese voices too. Like I liked all of them, and this is back again like 2008, 2009, I think 2009, but I don't remember. It was a long time ago. But yeah, this is super interesting. So VA for me. I'm trying to figure out when and where I want to place this. Because I don't think it's perfect. but it might be. It actually might be perfect. It actually might. I'm trying not to be biased. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to objectively look at this. We have to do it. We have to do it, guys. We have to do it. It's a 10. It's a 10, bro. I was like, look, I was like, is there any person? And I'm like, feel like it's being, phoned in. But the commitment to the voices are so strong. You know what I mean? They're so strong. So let me just make sure I got everything. So we got story, excitement, emotion, direction, animation, art style, music, sound design, VA. Should be 9 categories, correct? Right? 3, 6, yes. All right. Now is the tally moment. The tally moment. Let me bring out my calculator. I don't want to tell you what the app is because that is that's a sponsorship that hasn't been sponsored yet. You know what I'm saying? So we can't do that. Can't do that. You know what I mean? We can't do that. Jason, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you, bro. All right. Here we go. We got to do this. So story 9.2. We got excitement. We gave it a 9. We got emotion. We gave it an 8. Direction. We gave it a 9.4. Animation. We gave it an 8.6. Art style, a 9.6. Music, a 10. Sound design, a 10. VA, a 10. Now we have to divide this by 9. Since there's 9 categories, how you get averages, all right? And Bleach Cour 2 gets a 9.3 out of 10. A 9.3 out of 10 for Cour 2 of Bleach. Guys, that's high. That's really high. That's really high, guys. That is very, very high. Oh my goodness. So, let me know your guys' thoughts. Do you guys agree? Do you guys agree with these? Matter of fact, I'm going to create a poll right now, and you guys are going to let me know if you agree with that 9.3. And what does that mean? That means, am I in the ballpark to you? You know what I'm saying? Am I in the ballpark or am I way off, right? So we're going to do yes, ballpark. No, way off. We're going to do this. And y'all let me know in a poll right now. It's polled. It's there. You let me know. Am I in the ballpark or am I way off? Am I like, yo, it should be a 6? Are you like, nah, bro, you should be a 6. It should be further down. I would love to know your guys' thoughts. Personally, I'm really, really excited about Cour 3. I am a little concerned about watching the trailer. I know the trailer had dropped right after the episodes did. And people that saw my reaction were like, the trailer will spoil you. And I already stated, obviously, like this is the middle of the Cour releases. Obviously, Yuha isn't dead. But I also don't want it to be like, you guys know what I'm talking about. They love to spoil stuff. Like animation studios, I don't know what it is, but they love to spoil things. And I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I should watch it. I will actually put another poll up in a second after you guys get your poll sorted with this one first. Let's see what you guys talking about. So right now we got 100% says yes, ballpark. Wow, I was not expecting that. I thought you guys were gonna be like, nah, you're way off, bro. And can we just say something real quick? We have 100 people in the chat right now. We have 100 people live right now. Let's BCEs for that, because that's crazy. BCEs in the chat, bro. You guys are sick for that, stopping by, being here while we break this down. BCEs in the chat. You guys are fire. Let's go. 100 people here live. If you guys didn't catch this live, man, I'm sorry. I wish you were here. I wish you were here. So we had to have a person for sure jump in and say, no way off. There's got to be one. There's got to at least be one person, right? Nah, you're way off, bro. There's got to be one person that's like, no, we have to. It's almost like that one person. And no, I probably won't say it's not like that. But there was an instance. It was like last week. I literally just uploaded a video. Like literally uploaded a video and had a dislike. Like immediately. I was like, yo. I was like, how is that possible? How you notification gang just to dislike a video, guys? Yo, some people, like, I really feel concerned sometimes. Like, man, like, I really hope everything's all right, man. Like, for someone to be subscribed just to dislike something, I hope everything's all right, bro. I really do. And I mean that sincerely. I really hope everything's good. But now the big question. All right. So we're going to end this poll. So we have 3 people, 3% saying, nah, you're way off. Okay. So in poll, we got 97% of people, though, the vast majority says we're in the ballpark. And that's of 91 votes. That's crazy. The next poll is this. Andrew Chung in this thing. What's good, man? Welcome to the squad. Welcome to the squad. Okay. Watch Core 3 trailer. We got Millen. What's good? Should we watch Core 3 trailer? I don't know. Chat, you tell me. I don't want to be spoiled. Should I watch the trailer or not? Somebody said watch it, but don't think about what you see. Hey, bro, hey, just watch it and don't think about nothing. Watch it and think about Care Bears. Yo, time out. Time out. So we have about 60% of you guys saying right now to not watch it. That's interesting. Sidious said, turn off your brain and watch it. Sidious, you know better than anybody here that is almost an impossibility. I'm just going to be like this. That's what my reaction is. That is that what's going on here? Is that what's going on here right now? This? Nah, there's no way. There's no way, bro. Right now we have 64% says, 64% says watch it. 64% says I should watch the trailer. Oh man. They're like, he gonna start thinking off rip. I'm for sure. Oh my God. Man. All right. I mean, look, you guys are speaking. You guys are speaking right now. 60% of y'all say you should do it. So I guess I should do it. If 60% of y'all saying that I should do it, it's not 50-50. It's 64-36. It's not 50-50. It's actually 65% now. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. We're almost a third. A third of you are saying, yo. I mean, 66% of you are almost saying, nah. So 2/3 is saying you should do it. I might have to do it. I think I have to do it then. Unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Not too, you know what I'm saying? I have to do it. So I guess be on the lookout for that. That may come today. So we're gonna wrap that one. There we go. So we're gonna have to do that. So we'll probably knock that out sooner than later. So you guys see that on the channel. I guess make sure the bell is rung for you guys so you guys don't miss that. That would probably be beneficial. People are like, shake my head. Like, man, be like, no, don't do it. Hey, man, I'm leaving it up to y'all. You guys are the community. You guys are the taste makers of what's going on around here. You know what I'm saying? So we're probably going to have to do that. I honestly, in this though, like one of the crazy things that was crazy to me in this last episode, there was two things actually. There was, at the end of episode 12, that post-credit scene, I don't know what the hell that was. That was crazy. And then also, the fact that what's her name's Bankai, that's crazy. For it to shake the world of the living as well. You know what I'm saying? And the way they describe it, because some people are like, oh, it's not multiversal. But from what I've understood in the Bleach universe, is that's their different universes. It's very similar to like, it's similar to in Dragon Ball, where you have hell, you have heaven, you have, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a macrocosm of things that are happening. From what I've gathered, is Bleach's universe is kind of set up in a similar fashion, right? We haven't obviously explored off planet in Bleach, but for you to affect 3 different planes, that's pretty crazy to think about. That's kind of wild to think about, actually, that her ability, her power was felt somewhere else in a realm that you should not be feeling. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. I mean, you have Ishin like, yo, no, no, bro, what's this? You know, that's kind of wild. They have a hell also. Yeah. It's like, what was it? Hueco Mundo. But yeah, so in my head, that was kind of a crazy feat statement. Just to kind of showcase the level of power that's going on in this part of the manga, or in the manga of the anime. It's kind of insane. Yeah. Are we going to see any of the other Squad Zero's Bankai? I don't know. But her Bankai, from what it seemed like to me, honestly, it seemed like she was creating. It seemed like her power was killing them on what their optimal weakness would be. You know what I'm talking about? So the guy with the sniper, he was in a room full of reflective things where the bullet would just ricochet until it killed him. You know what I'm saying? The guy that had the blood thing got pierced 100 times over to leak blood out of him. You know what I'm saying? We're at that section right now. So that section, he just literally got crushed by all of these things, right? To get pierced. The next guy, I think, was the big dude. Or no, it was the vortex guy. He ends up getting, what was this? It was like an infinite void of all of her ribbons and stuff, kind of like, yeah, it was like an infinite space that he just, it was like sucking him in, kind of wild. The big dude gets frozen, like he's super strong and he's just getting slowed down and frozen, right? Like it just seemed like everybody kept getting, it was like it was like, okay, what would be their exact opposite max weakness? You know what I'm saying? Like that's what it seemed like it was doing. I don't really understand the burning of what's his name's right hand, dude with the sword. But then the crazy part though was it showed what's his name, Uryu, and it seemed like it showed the Quincy little symbol thing though, and it was like, yo, your weakness is the Quincy. That's what it seemed like. That's what it seemed like to me. Like your weakness is actually the Quincy situation. That's how I took it. I was like, hold on, it's a Quincy emblem. You know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, yo, your weakness is the squad you on right now, is maybe Yuha. I don't know, but that's what it seemed like. You know what I'm saying? Because his has the little Quincy star situation. So I don't know. That's how I digested it, but I thought it was sick nonetheless. But that's my thoughts, guys. That's the breakdown. The breakdown. Get me on down. That's the breakdown. It's pretty dope though. I'm just saying. Great core. I thought it was fantastic. Obviously there's plenty more. How many episodes are left? Do we know? Each core is about 13 episodes that we're doing. So we're gonna have about 26 more episodes. So yeah, hopefully when is the next core coming out? Is it next summer? I would love to know if it's next summer. That would be really interesting to know. So yeah. Clay's, I know that we're halfway. And do you think they're going to continue the story of Bleach or have like a Boruto of Bleach at some point? Do you think we're going to get like a further story, or do you think once we get to the end of 1,000 Year Blood War, they're going to wrap it up and call it a finished? You know how companies are, man. They see that there's a potential future for selling IP and merch and X, Y, and Z. They may try to figure out a way to keep it going. So I'm not sure, but Bleach Hell arc already there's a Hell arc. So there's an arc after the 1,000 Year Blood War. Is that what you're talking about? Okay. I thought 1,000 Year Blood War was the last. Okay. I stand corrected. But let me know your guys' thoughts. If you guys are here live, appreciate you guys. If you guys are watching this after the fact, what are your guys' thoughts? What are your rankings for the season? Let me know in the comments what you broke down all those in. Is it Nesu? I appreciate you. Or is it Naisu? Appreciate the sub. Let me know in the comments down below, guys, what your rankings are. How did you rank Core 2? And if you're real saucy, let me know what you rank Core 1 with the same rankings. I would love to know that as well. But other than that, I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.